took this photograph in December 1983 at Lancaster University. I was 22 and a third-year undergraduate at the time, and the Students' Union had asked me to photograph concerts in the Great Hall. I took the job seriously, even if it mostly involved working in poor light, surrounded by people having a much better time than I was. This was Public Image Ltd with John Lydon. I arrived late, which is never ideal, and by the time I got there, the front of the hall was already packed. So I did what you did in those situations. I went as far back as I could and tried to make it work. I ended up at the back of the hall, on the right-hand side, leaning against one of the pillars that support the balcony seating. Because of where I was, I had to rely on a long lens. I was using my usual camera, an Olympus OM2N with a motor drive, but instead of my standard 85mm f2 lens, I'd fitted a 200mm f4 and was shooting over the crowd. The film was Ilford HP5, pushed 2 stops to 1600 ISO, or ASA as it was referred to at the time. Rating the film at 1600 was the only way to squeeze a usable shutter speed out of that f4 glass. I needed at least 1/250th of a second to keep a 200mm lens steady, and even then I was pushing the chemistry to its limit. That's why the grain is so visible. It's not something I was aiming for aesthetically, it was just what the situation demanded. But looking at it now, I think it suits the image. It gives it a kind of roughness that feels right. People sometimes assume this kind of image is carefully planned. It isn't. It comes from being in the right place at the right time, even when that place isn't where you'd planned to be. For me, this is very much a Cartier-Bresson decisive moment. The alignment of the light, the haze, and Lydon's position on the stage lasted no time at all. If I hadn't pressed the shutter at that precise instant, the moment would have passed and Lydon would have been lost in the stage smoke. It was just there and then it was gone. Lydon looks menacingly angelic, if that's not an oxymoron. Of all the 36 exposures I took that night, this is the best one. Possibly one of the best concert photographs I ever took. This image, along with some of my other Lancaster University photographs, appears in the book When Rock Went to College. There's a link in the description if you'd like to see more. That's how this photograph came about.